Meet Marcus, 38 years old, software engineer by day, marathon runner on weekends. Every Sunday morning, he laces up his shoes before sunrise, 16 miles through the park, sometimes 20, every single week. For 3 years straight, he hasn't missed a single run. His co-workers call him obsessed. He calls it balance. His doctor calls him a model patient. Normal blood pressure, perfect cholesterol, resting heart rate of 52. That's the heart of an athlete. Marcus eats well, doesn't smoke, rarely drinks. By every standard medical measure, he is fine. He feels fine. But inside his body, something has already begun. Something quiet, something building, something no blood test has ever caught. This is the story of why healthy people have heart attacks, in real time. It starts not during a race, not during a hard workout. It starts on a Tuesday afternoon, at his desk. His manager just delivered the news. The product launch is delayed. Every eye in the company is on Marcus's team. Within 60 seconds of that call, his body shifts. His brain fires off a signal, an emergency alert. A hormone called cortisol surges into his blood. Think of cortisol like a car alarm going off inside your body. Loud, urgent, impossible to silence quickly. His heart rate climbs. His blood pressure rises by 20% in under 2 minutes. His arteries tighten, squeezing ever so slightly, and his blood gets stickier. Here's what's happening. Cortisol tells the body one thing: danger is here. Prepare to fight or run, so the blood thickens, ready to clot fast in an emergency. But Marcus isn't in an emergency. He's just sitting at a desk, under a deadline, and his bloodstream doesn't know the difference. Then comes a second wave. Adrenaline. It hits like a second alarm going off right after the first. His heart beats faster, harder. Blood pressure climbs another notch. Tiny blood vessels near his heart tighten, restricting flow slightly. His body is preparing for a threat that doesn't exist. By 4 p.m., he closes his laptop, grabs some water. He tells himself it wasn't that bad. He feels a faint tension across his upper back. He calls it stress. He ignores it. But something has shifted, and it isn't finished. 2 hours later, Marcus is still at his desk. He doesn't know it, but something is building deep inside one of his coronary arteries. A tiny deposit, a soft, fatty patch. Scientists call it plaque. Think of it like a small blister trapped inside an artery wall. Most adults have some plaque, even fit ones, even runners. In fact, 50% of people who suffer heart attacks had perfectly normal cholesterol in the weeks before. 50%. Marcus's plaque is small. His doctor never flagged it. But now, that cortisol, that sticky blood, that rising pressure, it's pushing hard against that blister. Here's the problem. Plaque isn't solid. It isn't stable. It's soft, fragile, like a bubble stretched too thin. When blood pressure spikes, that bubble gets squeezed hard. By hour 3, Marcus stretches in his chair. He feels stiff, a little foggy, a vague ache near his shoulder. He thinks it's the chair. He adjusts his posture, moves on, but deep in his artery wall, his immune system has sent an alert. Tiny repair cells called macrophages rush toward the plaque. They're trying to help. But here's the thing. When too many repair cells crowd a fragile patch, it becomes more unstable, like sending 20 people to patch one small crack in a wall. The crack gets bigger. The pressure keeps growing. Now the plaque is inflamed, swollen, angry. It's been stretched and stressed all day. And beneath it, a thin protective layer is wearing thin, like the skin on an overfilled balloon. Just waiting, it gets worse. His arteries are inflamed, his blood is thick, his plaque is unstable, and Marcus still doesn't feel a thing. By hour 5, Marcus heads to the gym. He runs 5 miles, hits 165 beats per minute, holds it for 40 minutes. He finishes strong, feels amazing, posts his pace, gets home before dinner. He has no idea. Deep inside one coronary artery, the plaque bubble is now under enormous stress. Hard exercise raises blood pressure again, sharply. That soft patch has been squeezed, pushed, stressed for hours. And then, a small tear forms. The body panics instantly. It sends clotting agents racing to the site. Tiny protein threads weave across the tear, trying to seal it. A blood clot begins to form, fast. This is the same system that heals a cut on your skin. But this clot, it's forming inside a coronary artery, an artery the diameter of a drinking straw. Studies show that a clot inside a coronary artery can grow large enough to block blood flow in under 4 minutes. 4 minutes. When that artery closes, the heart muscle beyond it loses oxygen completely. It starts to suffocate. Not slowly, not with a warning, cell by cell, beat by beat. Studies show the heart muscle begins to die within 20 minutes of being fully cut off. That's not the scary part. The scary part? Marcus is in the locker room, toweling off after his shower. He feels something strange, a heaviness in his chest. Not sharp, not crushing, just pressure, like a hand resting flat on his sternum. He sits down on the bench, thinks he pushed too hard today. He texts his wife, coming home soon. Chest feels a little weird. He doesn't call anyone. Most people don't. Most people wait too long. Here's the truth about Marcus. This didn't begin today. It started years ago. Deadlines without rest, late nights fueled by coffee. Stress was swallowed and dismissed as normal, managed with miles instead of sleep. His fitness was real. His discipline was real. But chronic stress operates quietly, in the background, always building. People who experience high daily work stress have a 27% higher risk of heart disease. Even people who run marathons. Even people with perfect annual checkups. Chronic stress inflames artery walls, silently, over the years. Research shows that sustained daily stress can add the equivalent of 7 years of arterial aging, 7 invisible years. Marcus's heart was strong, but his arteries had been quietly aging. His annual physical checked his cholesterol, blood pressure, weight. It was never tested for arterial inflammation. It never looked inside the walls. And so Marcus walked out of every appointment feeling confident, feeling healthy, feeling fine. But here's what researchers discovered. The most dangerous risks often hide between the numbers. They live in a place standard tests never look at. Here's the thing. Marcus survived. His wife called 911. He reached the hospital in time. Doctors found the clot and dissolved it. His heart muscle was saved. And the first thing he said when he opened his eyes was, "But I was healthy." Here's the truth. Your body isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. Respond to threats. Protect you. Adapt. But in modern life, the threats never stop. The alarm never quiets. And that means damage compounds. Quietly. Every single day. Here's the other truth. It can also adapt the other way. 10 minutes of walking after a meal. Blood sugar drops by 22%. That's it. 7 hours of sleep instead of 5. Inflammation markers fall by 19%. 5 slow breaths when stress peaks. Cortisol drops measurably within minutes. These aren't dramatic changes, but they send a different message to your body. A message that says, the danger has passed. Stand down. Your body is always listening, always responding. It builds toward damage when you ask it to. It builds toward healing when you ask it to. The question is, what are you telling it? Because 1 year from now, your body will reflect every single choice made today. The only question is, which direction?